I brought my dying son to the hospital, but instead of saving him, my elder son's girlfriend decided to destroy us. How dare you bring your illegitimate son here to challenge me? Yvonne screeched, her eyes blazing with jealousy. Her slap was quick, fierce, leaving my cheek burning with pain, and my heart clenching in disbelief. All I wanted was to save my son. The editor reminds you. Search 91,577 on a GoodNovel app to read the full story. Wonderful content continues to play. Part 1. Jeremy had been playing outside when he came across a snake. He was just a kid, only 7, curious about everything, but that curiosity had almost cost him his life. When the snake bit him, he cried out, and without hesitation, I took him to the hospital. I thought we would be safe there. I thought that Benedict, my older son, would be able to save his little brother. But I never expected that we would face something worse than a snake bite, human malice. When we arrived at the hospital, the nurse took one look at me and Jeremy and sneered. I recognized her instantly, Yvonne, Benedict's girlfriend. But before I could introduce myself properly, she slapped me across the face. You think you can seduce my boyfriend? You think you can bring this bastard child into my life and tear it apart? Her words were dripping with venom, her jealousy blinding her to the truth. She refused to let the medical team treat Jeremy. My son lay there, struggling to breathe, his face turning ashen, and all I could do was beg. Please, Yvonne. He's just a child. He needs help. Please, I beg you. But she wasn't listening. Her rage was a storm, her hands pushing me to the ground, her voice screaming accusations that made no sense. She didn't see a mother fighting for her child, she saw a rival, someone she needed to crush. I clutched Jeremy's tiny hand, feeling it grow colder. Panic set in. I fumbled for my phone trying to call Benedict, but my hands were shaking so badly and Yvonne was yelling, grabbing at me, making it impossible to think straight. I managed to hit the call button. The line rang, but there was no answer. I called again, and still nothing. Yvonne snatched the phone from my hand and threw it across the room, the screen shattering into pieces. No one's coming to save you, she hissed. No one cares about you or this bastard. I looked at Jeremy, his eyes fluttering closed, his skin pale and clammy. My heart was breaking. I tried to pull myself up to fight, to scream for help, but Yvonne's cruelty knew no bounds. She pinned me to the floor, her fists pounding against me, her laughter echoing in my ears. A slut like you should know your place, she spat, her voice filled with disgust. You think you can seduce Benedict just because you look young? You think you can ruin our perfect life? I had no strength left to argue. Every part of me hurt, my body, my heart, my soul. All I could think about was Jeremy. My sweet, innocent boy. He didn't deserve this. He didn't deserve to suffer because of someone else's hatred. Please, I whispered, my voice barely audible. Please save my son. Yvonne's eyes narrowed, and for a moment, I thought I saw a flicker of hesitation. But then she smiled, a cold, heartless smile. No, she said. I think it's better this way. No bastard, no problem. This isn't over, Yvonne. I swear, I will find a way to save my son, and you will regret every single thing you did to us. The editor reminds you. Search 91,577 on the GoodNovel app to read the full story. Wonderful content continues to play. Part 2. Yvonne's laughter echoed in my ears long after she walked away. The room was spinning, my head pounding from the blows, and Jeremy's face was turning paler by the second. I crawled towards him, my body screaming in protest, every muscle and bone aching. Hold on, Jeremy, I whispered, my fingers brushing against his cold hand. Please, just hold on a little longer. The other nurses had hesitated, I had seen it in their eyes. They knew what was happening was wrong, but Yvonne had intimidated them, scared them into submission. I had to find anyone who would listen. I had to fight, no matter how hopeless it seemed. I dragged myself up, using the edge of the bed for support, and stumbled out into the hallway. My vision blurred with tears, and I could barely stand, but I screamed as loud as I could. Help! Someone, please help my son, my voice cracked, the words breaking as they left my throat. People turned to look at me, doctors, nurses, patients. Their faces were a blur of shock and confusion. I saw pity in some eyes, disgust in others, but I didn't care. I needed someone to save Jeremy. A doctor finally rushed over, his brow furrowed in concern. What happened here? He asked, his eyes darted between me and Jeremy. I managed to say, my voice hoarse. My son was bitten by a snake. He needs help. Please don't let him die. The doctor nodded sharply and gestured for a nearby nurse. Get him into the emergency room now, he ordered. The nurse hesitated, glancing over her shoulder as if afraid of being seen, but the doctor snapped, now. Jeremy was wheeled away, and I tried to follow, but my legs gave out beneath me. The doctor caught me before I hit the ground. Ma'am, you need treatment too, he said gently, his voice filled with genuine concern. I shook my head, tears streaming down my face. No, my son. I need to be with my son. You can't help him if you collapse, he insisted, guiding me to a chair. Let us take care of you, and we'll make sure your son gets the treatment he needs. I wanted to fight him, to scream that I couldn't trust while Jeremy was in danger, but the world was growing darker around the edges, my strength leaving me completely. I let myself be lowered into the chair, my body trembling, my heart aching. Yvonne's words echoed in my mind, her hatred, her cruelty. This wasn't over. I would fight for Jeremy with every breath I had left. She thought she could destroy us, but she underestimated a mother's love. I will not let you win, Yvonne. I will save my son, no matter what it takes. Want to know more? Search 91,577 on the GoodNovel app to read the full story.